Welcome to Straight Outta Jersey. Today's podcast is brought to you by Ace Sunglasses. Go to acesunglasses.com.au to purchase some of the best shades around. Use promo code MRG30 and receive 30% off selected brands. That's Ace Sunglasses.
What's up, guys? We are live Tuesday. A lot of breaking news going on, but before we introduce the team, let's do some quick housekeeping and do a couple of shout-outs. One to Landon Zapata, got 4 touchdowns, 4 in the first half, right? So shout out to Landon. Also, like and subscribe, give the thumbs up, leave a comment if you like the Giants, Jets, or we'll talk about the breaking news that just happened with the Jets. Also, go to Ace Sunglasses. Go to acesunglasses.com.au and get a 30% off selected brands using code MRG30. All right, guys. So before I introduce everyone, we had some breaking news, and that was Davante Adams is now a Jet. All right. So first, the team. I got Tom TD Davis, my brother, Jet fan. What's up, Tom?
Good to be back.
All right. And then we got Dennis, my brother, Coach Diz. What's up?
What up?
And then we got Chino XL, the professional. What's up, Chino?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
All right. So last week we had Robert Saleh was fired. This week, the big news is Davante Adams is a Jet. All right. So let's go around the horn and let's go. Tom, you're my fellow Jet guy. What do you think about this trade and what does it do for the Jets?
It's not too stunning, to be honest. I mean, it was a nice notification to get. You get like all the rumors for the past, year and a half almost. So it's finally to get it, and it was nice to get it after a loss like last night. So it being a conditional pick, a second round, it can be a second round pick or it can be a third. And I already saw he reworked the deal a little bit with the money. So, I think it's a home run. Him and Rodgers, if he's going to have connection right away, and he should probably take up if anything you see from Alan Lazard, he's coming off a great game. He made all those catches and stuff last night. But he's going to probably take that role. So. All right. Be much better, actually catch the ball a bit more consistent. So
all right. Natalia, how you doing? Hi, everyone. Love the Jets. You probably like Aaron Rodgers, probably. So D, we'll go with you. Davante Adams. Now, according to my sources that I heard, this deal was actually done on Thursday last week. And that's what I've heard. That's what they told me. They said, but it wasn't announced after the game. That's why I guess he didn't play in a Steelers game. So D, what do you think about Davante?
I think it's a good person to have for Aaron Rodgers, but is it going to change anything? I don't know. Is Garrett Wilson now going to take a step back? He's the one that I'm like, okay, Heath was doing good yesterday. He started clicking with Aaron Rodgers, and then now you got Davante Adams. So would that be some turmoil in there with them too? I hope Davante Adams, puts him under the wing and, shows him how to be an NFL professional. But again, what is it going to do? Gain 3 wins, if that, 2?
Yeah.
It was going to happen. We all knew it was going to happen. Just the time of it, maybe it should have happened last week instead of this week to have a little bit more time. But again, he's going to come in. He's going to know the offense because the offensive coordinator, not Hackett's still there. He's not the offensive coordinator, but still, and Aaron Rodgers. So I think it's going to work out good for Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. But with me having Wilson on my fantasy team, I don't know if I like that trade.
All right, Chino, what do you think about Davante Adams coming to the Jets?
I think it was, it was going to happen. It was going to happen, right? Is it a plus for the Jets? Yes, of course. You get a veteran receiver going into that locker room. He's going to show them the ropes, what to look for. All those little mistakes that the young receivers have been making, they're going to polish that up, clean it up, right? You can sense the tension and urgency in Aaron Rodgers today. In his presser today, they were talking about that drop by Mike Williams that could have, helped them win that game. They were saying he didn't run the right route. So, it was starting to get to Aaron Rodgers. So, him getting his boy, his elite receiver from the Green Bay Packers is definitely going to help out. Now, with Wilson, I don't think he's going to take a back seat. I think it's actually going to help him out now. I think the top cornerbacks from the other opposing team is going to go. They're going to shadow Adams, and it's going to leave Wilson easier to get open. I think Wilson will do fine with Adams. Of course, less targets, but I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I actually agree. I think though Mike Williams, for me, I think he's going to get the one that's going to be the odd man out. I think Mike Williams is going to – I think they might even release him or do some trade him or something. I don't know. But I think Mike Williams, because every time I see him, he's always falling down. He's always hurt. And I think he's the guy out. I think the chemistry between Rodgers and Lazard, and then now with Adams, he likes that. And it's really Rodgers' team. What he says goes. And he probably made the phone call, say, hey, Davante, we need you. And that's what happened. But with that, there was also another trade. And that was Amari Cooper went to the Bills. Well, that's pretty big also because Josh Allen, I mean, he's a great quarterback. With that tool, that team, I think, is going to win that division, like I said. Chino, we'll start with you. What do you think about Cooper going to the Bills?
I think that's a bigger trade than the Davante Adams, to be honest with you. I think Josh Allen is way superior quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. I think him getting that deep threat, Amari Cooper can still get it done. If he was getting it done in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson, imagine what he's going to do with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? For Amari Cooper to adapt, he adapted from Dak to Deshaun Watson, and he was getting it done in both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to go to Josh Allen, which is the top quarterback, I would say, right, in the NFL, doing his thing. So, you know, I think it's a good place for Amari Cooper. Watch out for the Bills, man, going down the stretch.
Yep. All right, Tom Davis. What do you think, TD?
Yeah, I like the move for the Bills. They probably were trying to get Adams, so it makes sense that they would pivot to Amari Cooper. And Cooper kind of fits with the rest of that receiving core. He's going to be their number one receiver now, but he's not so much diva. So I like that. And yeah, it's not going to be a fun. It'll open up their offense a little bit more. Khalil Shakir can do a little bit of secondary stuff. Yeah. So
all right. D, what do you think?
Oh, so I just the Bills beat the Jets. What day was it? Yesterday?
Yesterday,
and they beat him today. So 2 days in a row they beat the Jets. I think it's a great trade for Buffalo. I think they were missing the number one receiver. They really missed Stephon Diggs. But again, the chemistry wasn't going. You know, there was some turmoil there. I think Amari Cooper is his route running is one of the best. I mean, he was working with Joe Flacco last year, going bombs down the field. Josh Allen's going to put that right in his breadbasket all the time. I think, like Chino said, and that's going to be a tough. That probably made them the favorite to go to the AFC.
Let me ask you guys, who's better, Cooper or Adams?
Adams.
Davante?
But it's a team game, so that's what it is. Adams is probably top 5 receiver in the game. But Cooper, don't sleep on Cooper, man. He's good. He's good.
Yep. So as we talk about, the Jets obviously lost to the Bills 23-20. And I'm going to say this. If I'm the Jets owner, the first thing I do is I send that kicker to another country because that kicker has cost us more games. Last year when he wasn't a Jet, he was perfect. You know, whatever. Perfect or whatever.
Greg the leg.
This year, he can't hit anything. He cost us at least 2 games. Yeah, at least 2 games. Easy. Rodgers was playing well. I think, again, the coaching staff is very weak. I think the running game wasn't bad, although the penalties killed us. Again, 110 yards. And anytime you have, like Bill Parcells always said, 100 yards in penalty is a touchdown. So you got to come down on that. Run game was much better. And Josh Allen, when he's in the pocket, he's dangerous. When he's outside the pocket, he's even more dangerous.
Yeah.
And I knew as soon as he ran out, he was going to throw it. But the Jets, they have no idea where he's going, so they don't clueless. I was really disappointed in this game. I don't think they're going to beat Pittsburgh next week, even with Davante coming. I think there was to shake things up. I just think that the team, it's live or die by Rodgers, and I think he's getting frustrated himself. I don't know. Tom, you're another Jets guy like me. What did you think of the Jets game?
That was a tough one to swallow. I'm a huge Yankee fan, so I was more locked into that kind. I had both on, but yeah, after a nice Yankee win, I was brutal. It's the head coach's first game, so you're excited about that. The kicker, you can blame the kicker, and I agree. Like, you know, these guys, especially today's NFL, like these guys can really hit. So if he has another bad game, he's definitely going to be on the outs.
Yep, totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of it was a brutal loss. It's
Brutal loss.
tough ones. No, thankfully they got the trade, because if I had to just sit all day with that loss, I would have at least kind of turned the page. But yeah,
Yeah.
not fun.
All right, D, what do you think of the Jets game?
I was in and out of the game. I was watching the Yankee game as well. When you have a backup running back running all over you, the Jets defense, what's going on with that? Sauce is not really doing anything. Is he even shutting the team down? The best player on the other team down? The running back, he was like a last minute fill-in.
Ray Davis.
Yeah, and he picked up yardage like crazy. Every time I saw him, he was coming out the backfield. It was thrown into him. The kicker lost the game for them. That's like 2 within the last 3 weeks. So I expect him to be gone within the next week or so. But it's a typical Jets game. I turned it on right at halftime because I saw the bomb, and I was like,
the Hail Mary.
This might be something. This might be something. But just typical
Same old Jets. Same old Jets. Chino, what'd you think of that Jets game?
So from the beginning of the game, the Jets, they started moving the ball. They were doing good. Up until when they did the bomb and they returned the second half when they were playing. I think they just let it go at the second half, man. It was just all downhill from there. There was no turning around from that. When the kickers missed, you had the Bills, Bass missed a field goal. Then you had Greg the Leg, he missed a field goal, and it was over from there. So other than that, this was like the whole trade kind of like picked this loss up a little bit. Hopefully now they're gonna go in the right direction, but I don't know, man. Like, I want to be optimistic here. Do the Jets win this week? It's going to be a tough one. I don't know. But if they lose, what are they going to say then? Oh, you guys got that Davante. What are you going to do now? So we'll see.
The Jets are a couple. There were a couple. One way or other, they could have been 4-2 easily. They could be 4-2. But I think now they go into the Steelers. They play Pittsburgh, and I think, obviously, Mike Tomlin is a great coach. So the coaching is, they're much more advanced in coaching. They're going to run with Najee Harris, and he's going to be running down our throat probably. And then the defense, I'm scared with their defense with Watt and everything. So
they have a good defense, man.
Pittsburgh, they do have a good defense. They scored I think 14 points or something in fantasy for me.
Yep.
But I think it's going to be Pittsburgh. So I don't think the Jets are going to win. I think the Jets do got to pick it up. I'm trying to hope, remember when the Jets picked out Braylon Edwards and they went on that streak? I was hoping maybe when you get Davante to go on that streak, but I don't think it's going to happen.
But maybe it opens their playbook. That's what, I'm saying? Like, if it opens it up more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be good for them. So let's see.
Yeah, Matt, right there, go Steelers, and you guys are going to beat us, I bet. Let's play you. So, Matt, you're 100% right. Let's go to the Gmen now. We'll go to the Gmen. The Gmen lost to the Bengals 17-7. They had no neighbors. Giants their defense played pretty well. I thought their defense played decent. Although their offense also, kicker also missed them, a couple kicks, I believe. I think Daniel Jones, he's either hit or miss. You never know with him every week. And that obviously missing neighbors was big. And the Bengals needed to turn it around. We'll start with the Giants fans, guys, first. D, what'd you think?
So going back last week, we said the Bengals needed that game, and they did. I thought they would have, right off the bat, getting Joe Burrow running a 60-yarder. That's not Joe Burrow. So right there it was off. I was like, oh, damn. But Daniel Jones, I like Tracy, our running back, that, stepping in. But Daniel Jones is just not an elite quarterback. We go back and keep on saying that. Chino's going to try and, stick up for him, but he can't.
I defend him, man, but I can't no more.
You can't, You can't defend him. I think the Giants, I just can't believe that we had all these quarterbacks out there and they couldn't make a trade for someone. I'm a big Justin Fields fan. He would have looked good, in a Giants uniform, running around, just like, passing and stuff. But another thing is Thomas. If you didn't see, Thomas is hurt. He's out for indefinitely. Yeah. The lineman, huge piece of the puzzle that we have.
Burns played really well. Burns played good. Burns always.
Yeah,
Burns.
that's Chino's man, Burns.
Burns
But
is
Spider-Man.
so we just a typical Giants game. If we're not going to get a new quarterback, it's going to be the same thing every week. They had 3 people wide open. Daniel Jones threw it away, or it would like hit the ground. It's just. And then we play the Eagles. Barkley's going to run all over us. Barkley is going to run all over us. I'm putting 2 to 3 touchdowns in my FanDuel account right now for Barkley. But
Chino, what do you think, Gmen? What happened?
You know what? Horrible game, man. I try to defend this guy every week, man. Daniel Jones. He gets it going. If you saw that game, right, at one point, Coach Dable was like, "Yo, F this, man. We're going for it every 4th down, man. We're going for it." And he has to, because right now he's on the hot seat right now, I think. He's on the hot seat, right? The one thing that I can say out of this game that I think was a positive is that you can finally be confident, like, you're getting what you paid for out of your top defensive players. Like, they're producing, right? And what sucks is that you can see how they're getting pissed off on the bench, man. Like, because they're doing their thing. Burns, Dexter Lawrence, the secondary, they're doing their thing, and then freaking Daniel Jones is just not getting it done, man. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. It's like, and then the kicker's not helping at all either. He's missing field goals. So it's.
That's a big thing.
It's tough right
to hold
now.
the Bengals to 17 points, that's big.
And another thing is, what are you going to do when the Eagles come to MetLife and let's say the Giants put up like 3 points, and the Eagles, like, this is hypothetically say that happens, right? Like, do you start thinking about benching Daniel Jones? Like, do you have to start what are you just going to ride it out?
I think you got to ride it out. Tom, what did you think of the Bengals?
I think the Bengals are just a better team in that situation. The Giants right now, they kind of remind me of when it's like about a decade ago when the Jets had like Mohamed Wilkerson, Sheldon Richardson, Bilal Powell, just like good pieces, but they're just a quarterback away, or like a star. Like, Neighbors is a star, but hasn't been there the last couple weeks. They're just a piece of. They're a quarterback away, so that's the hardest piece to find, though. So
I think if Giants lose 2 more games, Dable's going to be fired. I think 2 more games and he's done. And I want Bill Parcells. I want Bill to come back. You
mean Belichick or Parcells?
What?
Bill Belichick or Parcells?
Oh, Belichick. My bad. Belichick.
Okay. I was going to say Parcells. You want him?
No. Belichick.
But he wouldn't come. He wouldn't come in middle of the season. It would be who would take over, the interim coach.
Next year I want Bill Belichick.
Wow. Imagine if he gets fired, that would be 2 New York coaches fired in the same season within like games of each other. That would be pretty
within a month.
Within a month, yeah. That would be pretty insane.
I think the benching will come before he gets fired.
Maybe.
So? I think he should get benched, man.
They're going to ride it out because I don't think anyone on the bench is better than Daniel Jones. I really don't. Tommy DeVito, he's out usually hanging out in Hoboken by Tom.
Cut it.
And then who's the backup from that guy? What's his face?
Drew Lock? No, Drew Lock is the backup, right?
Drew Lock, and then
and then DeVito.
Why don't you try Drew Lock, man? Dude, you got nothing else to lose.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Would you try to go after Young from Carolina?
Maybe.
Get him a different area, a different team?
I don't know.
It seems like everybody that leaves that team does great. So might as Baker and Sam Darnold, so we might as well. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Matt Goffrey's Steelers. They beat up on the Raiders 32-13. They're going to beat up on the Jets coming up, I bet, this week. Their defense is one of the best. I think their defense is best.
Every year.
That coach is a solid coach. He knows exactly what to do. They all pay attention in line. And you just need a serviceable quarterback. That's all you need, because he knows how to run that team. And the Steelers, they surprise me every week, but they just keep winning. They killed the Raiders. I think they're going to have an easy matchup. What do you think, Dia, the Steelers?
Steelers are the Steelers. The defense, they play with defense and just, game management with Justin Fields. The one thing I don't like is they're talking about Russell Wilson.
I heard that.
Let's ride.
Man.
I would not break that up yet. I would not break that up.
No.
Justin Fields is young. He had legs on him. Russell Wilson, man, he didn't look too good in the Broncos last year. So
yeah, I would stay with Fields myself. I wouldn't switch to Wilson because I think he might because it's not going to be good. Tom, what do you think of Steelers? You think they should switch quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think Wilson can open up a lot more on offense with them. I think it's kind of gimmicky with Fields.
He runs.
He's a great like fantasy quarterback, but I don't. If you're trying to like beat Mahomes and you're trying to like beat Josh Allen, I think Russell Wilson gives you a much better chance. You look at like George Pickens, it's like he's just fed up with everything, and he can't really. I mean, Fields. I don't know. They're playing them this week, but I'm not really that scared of those Steelers. To be honest,
really? Well, I'm scared of them.
They're not like I don't think of them as like a dominant team. Obviously, T.J. Watt can destroy a game, and that's like huge. But I don't know. I'm not too worried. I think
Chino, what do you think?
Russell Wilson, like he was saying, he's good game manager if you want to beat like the big teams and stuff like that down the line. Justin Fields for fantasy purposes I think it's a good pick to put him in if you need a quarterback. The guy has 5 rushing TDs for the season. And you know what I'm saying? If Joe Burrow can break a freaking 60-yarder to the house, imagine what Justin Fields can do. So I'm a big Justin Fields fan when he was in Chicago. So like, if he can ride it out, I think Justin Fields can get the win against the Jets. I think the Jets are not going to win this week. I think they get it done. I think if Russell Wilson does play, I think that's a big boost for George Pickens. Big time.
That's true.
2 interceptions for Russell Wilson this week.
Yeah, if
he starts.
If he starts. Yep. Then we go to the Eagles. The Eagles beat the Browns 20-16.
Close.
It was close, but they had all their tools back. They had A.J. Brown was back, Davante Smith, right? I saw them. He was big on fantasy for me. A.J. Brown, I put him right in there. It was a close game, very close, but the Eagles came on top. D, you're in the PA area. What did you think of the team?
I personally thought the Eagles were probably looking towards next this week coming up against the Giants with Barkley, because Barkley, he didn't really do as much that I thought he would. AJ Brown's a beast. Davante Smith is, he's good for possessions and stuff like that. He had a nice little 40-yard touchdown. Oh boy, it's gonna. But Giants are just they're gonna get hammered this week. I hear it all day at work, and I just think they're gonna get hammered.
They're gonna get hammered, huh?
Yeah. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Tom, what do you think?
I don't think they're gonna stop anything that Justin Hurts does, or Barkley, or AJ Brown. But it was a close game. But again, Cleveland is a tough D. Cleveland's tough. So it was a good game though.
All right, Tom, go ahead.
Yeah, I saw some of the game. I was down in the Jersey Shore for a wedding, so in between the church and venue, there's a bunch of Eagles fans. So that was kind of an interesting crowd. It was a close game. It was a close game. Good matchup, I guess. Eagles got to the quarterback, but everybody's getting to Watson this year, so I don't know how much to read into that. Giants haven't given up more than 2 touchdowns in a game so far, besides the Sam Darnold game, which was week 1. So I think they could stay in it. I think Barkley probably will get 1 or 2 score. I definitely he's going to score once, just as like a revenge back at MetLife sort of thing. But I think it'll be a low scoring game, like 14-10 or something.
Okay. Chino, fly like an eagle. What's up?
So listen, man, I want the Giants to win. My heart tells me I want the Giants to win. You know that, right? But, we got to face reality here, man. So reality is that we need a quarterback. So, it's going to be defensively, the Giants will get their stops. They'll get their sacks. But offensively, they're not going to produce. No. So, it's going to be not a close game. I think rocked 28-10.
Okay. All right, we'll see. Any other games around the NFL you thought? I mean, Tommy must be the Cowboys, man. They're getting their butt kicked every time, every week. Right on Jerry Jones's birthday too. They got a beating.
Yeah, that was the worst loss he's ever had in Dallas as the owner. So,
what does your uncle think?
I didn't give him any crap for that yet.
So. I'm going to say this. I think we saw this past weekend. This is, in my opinion, we saw the 2 best teams in the AFC and the NFC. You saw the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens, And in the NFC, you saw the Detroit Lions, the best teams in both the divisions. So I know they lost the defensive player Hutchinson. That was nasty, gruesome. I think they'll trade for someone. I know we were talking before. Chino was talking about Max Crosby. Yeah, that would be a big pickup for Lions. But
or
Lions
Myles
offense
Garrett
is unstoppable. They have a lineman for doing routes. Every other play is a lineman or a pitch lateral and stuff. So Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens are the two best teams in the NFL right now.
Jared Goff is playing out of his mind.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. The person who told me about the Davante Adams trade was kind of done last week. You know who he also told me who's actually looking to possibly return as a head coach for the Jets?
Mangini?
Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, believe it or not.
Really?
Wow.
He told me, he said Pete Carroll is interested, and there's been talks. Not saying it's going to happen, but he told me that there's talks of Pete Carroll again. So, take it for what it was worth, but that's what he said. He also told me that the Davante Adams was wrapped up. And this guy comes from WFAN, so.
Shocker.
But that's what he told me. So Pete Carroll, I don't know. He said Belichick, he says it's not going to happen with the Jets. He said they've knocked
I don't want him for the Jets. I want him for the Giants.
Who knows? But he said that. But he said, no, Pete Carroll has been sort of knocking on the door.
I would take Pete Carroll too. Chino, would you take Pete Carroll?
I don't know about that one.
I don't know. He's already one of the oldest coaches.
Yes, that's true.
They're a win-out team, but I'd rather like an offensive guy. Maybe the Detroit offensive coordinator, Johnson.
Yeah.
What about Steve Spagnuolo from the Chiefs?
He's not going to leave there.
No, I think he's got a nice job there for the Chiefs.
Coaches and retread.
Yeah. Did you guys catch the Ravens and the Washington Commanders game?
Great game.
Crazy game.
Wow. And Jaden Daniels he's
elite.
He's elite.
And I'll tell you this: if Washington had Brian Robertson, it would have been a lot different.
The thing is, you can't stop Derrick Henry and
Lamar.
It's like that combo is like
deadly.
If you know what, they knock on wood, if they stay healthy, both of them stay healthy, they're going to be a problem in the playoffs.
Yep,
right there.
And then look who woke up. Mark Andrews woke up.
Yup.
How did he do? How many points did he do in fantasy?
He scored 15 for me.
Yeah, I had mine, of course.
On my bench.
I had my tight end. Dallas Goedert. I said,
he played like one play.
He played one play for me before they carried him off. That's my luck. I have.
Don't worry. Next week he's gonna have like 100 yards and a touch against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How did you guys do in fantasy?
I guarantee Bart Scott will score at least one touchdown. He always scores a touchdown against the Giants. Mm-hmm. But
how'd you do in fantasy?
I was watching this thing on IG. This one guy's fantasy league scored 3 points. He had like ATM. He had Travis ATM, Calvin Ridley. He had Goddard. He had Dak was like -3. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I was dying laughing when I saw it.
Wow. How'd you do in fantasy, Tom?
I won. I pulled it out on Monday. Brees Hall, the big game, so I was 3-3 now in my pro river league. So,
Chino, did you win? Did you pull it off?
Out of the 5 leagues, maybe my pro league, I took that one. I took 2 out of 5, so it was all right.
Mm-hmm. I won 2 out of my 3 I'm in. What about you, D?
I lost one. I lost 2 out of the 5, so I was 3-2. But in Chino's league, I'm 4-2. I'm 4-2. I'm third.
You're good.
You're good.
It's a lot of football left, though.
A lot of football left.
Stay consistent. That's what you always said. Stay consistent.
Exactly. All right, guys. So as we begin to start wrapping up, any other things about the Davante Adams trade or about, Amari Cooper trade? What do you think? Me, I like the trade, but I think the Jets have a lot more work to do, and I think they're going to get beat up big time from the Steelers. Matt Goffrey's going to have a party at his house, so I think they're going to win big time. The Steelers, Jets need to I don't know what else they need, but they need to get a kicker too.
In the AFC, I think Kansas City needs to make a move for a receiver if they, you know what I'm saying? Because look out for D-Hop.
Yeah, I mean, what other receivers would be around? The Deontay Johnson from Carolina,
Him, Hopkins,
Mike Williams.
Yeah, no way.
Like,
The Bills released Van Scantling to make room for Amari Cooper. Does he come back? Does he go back to Kansas City?
I think so.
You know what I'm saying? He might go back to Kansas
Or he might
City.
go to the Jets and be the New York Packers.
Matt Godfrey just said, I'll send you a dance video if they win. I'll be looking forward to that. And I'll send you a dance video if the Jets win. How about that?
What about you guys just don't even send any videos?
And my video will be from Diddy's party.
Oh, no.
I'm out.
All right, guys. So what do you think as far as Giants play Eagles? I guess Eagles all the way, right?
Blowout, yeah.
What's the Monday night game?
The Monday night game.
There's Ravens, Bucks, and Chargers.
Ooh.
Ravens, Bucks. That's a good one.
You know what? That's not going to be an easy one.
No,
because Baker is playing out of his mind too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
he's
going to be
running, and Evans and Godwin are playing good, and Irvin is coming up strong now.
And they just put up 51. Didn't they put up 51 points last week?
Yeah.
Two rookie running backs did work last week.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it?
Tucker and Irving.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's going to be a close game. I think it's going to come down to a field goal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the Sunday night game?
Sunday's Jets, Steelers.
Ooh, Steelers all day.
Monday is Chargers, Cardinals. So.
Ooh.
I
don't know, man. Harrison needs. I mean,
I don't know.
might not play.
How hurt is he, Harrison?
Concussion.
Ooh.
Right.
Well, Monday night he might be able to make it. Monday night.
I don't know. They take that real serious now. Neighbors is out at a concert, but concussion.
That's why he didn't play Sunday.
What?
I think that's why he didn't play.
Oh, really?
Because Dabo made a comment on that, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to speak."
I told you in the beginning about Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like Plaxico. He likes to. I know from all around the area here where he's hanging out. So he likes to go out and have a few drinks, a couple pops. Okay. And he's a great player, whatever. But I think if they can wrangle him in and keep him on the straight and narrow.
But Robinson's doing good for us too. I was shocked. I like how they pull him out of the backfield. They have him like a little like who is it? Darren Sproles a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's doing nothing? Jalen Hyatt is doing absolutely nothing.
Is he actually? Yeah, I saw it was a one play or something. Crazy.
It's crazy. All right, guys. Well, I think that's about it. Guys, see you guys all next week. Like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.
See you
Later, guys.
Peace.
Professionals.